What's going on, people? Jado Black here, back with another video. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. I want to talk about Reuben Foster. I made a video about Reuben Foster, and if I can get, well, I should be able to get the link to that video. I'm gonna put it in the description box as well as the comment section. That was a video where I was speaking on the fact that he was dealing with a dysfunctional female and how that dysfunctional female tried to ruin his career. I believe she even reiterated that. Okay, due to domestic violence, we all know the NFL is very sensitive about domestic violence. Okay, and he was already on a short leash. And this to me just shows you how these guys will have all the opportunity in the world and they throw it away. They throw it away for a dysfunctional woman. And I want y'all to understand that many empires, even many businesses, careers have been ruined off of the word of a dysfunctional female. And the fact that this guy, Reuben Foster, got into a verbal altercation with a 28-year-old woman. I want y'all to understand, Reuben Foster is 24. And he got into a verbal altercation with a 28-year-old woman that he's in an on and off again relationship with. And his livelihood, because of this incident, because he was arrested in Tampa, I believe right before a game with the Bucks. He was arrested for a domestic dispute. And he got released, I believe, today. Now, this dude has children. As a matter of fact, the first time I ever heard about Reuben Foster, I was watching a college football recruiting show a number of years back. It may have been about 7 years ago, I believe. And he was on that recruiting show, and I believe he had his daughter with him. Now, mind you, he was in high school and he already had a child. And I think he may have had more since then. But this guy has all these talent and ability in the world. This guy was a first-round draft pick, went to the University of Alabama. He moved from one high school to another to have a better opportunity to land a D1 scholarship or to play against better competition. Probably both, you know. But the decisions that he's made with the women that he's been dating has not been good decisions. And it has led to him getting into a verbal altercation with this woman and him getting released. Now, San Francisco stuck by him through the last domestic violence issue that he had, but they were not going to stand by him the second time. This is exactly why when you give people a break, when you when they get away with something, they tend to end up getting themselves back in that situation. And it's due in part to the fact that they do not know how to make good decisions outside of football. You're right. What I want to understand is this, okay? Reuben Foster, your residence is in California. Why do you have this woman with you in Florida? Why do you have this woman with you in Florida? Right before a game, you need to be in the hotel room getting focused on the game. Now, again, this woman could have followed him there. Okay? I'm going to read the article. I read a portion of it, but I'm giving you my take on it. But even then, what you should have done is that you should have made sure that you weren't going to be in the same room with her alone. Because it seems to me that you can't cut this woman off. You've been in an on and off again relationship with this woman. Now, I want people to understand me and understand me good. I understand that these guys are going to have relationships, but you need to either be single and just casually date, or you need to find you a woman who is not dysfunctional, who's not mentally unstable, who's not always looking to pick a fight, because that's what you're going to have. And what's going to happen is you're going to end up hurting yourself in the long run. Now, according to San Francisco Gate, San Francisco 49ers linebacker Reuben Foster was arrested at a Tampa Bay hotel on Saturday night in advance of the team's game today against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This was, I believe, from Sunday. on suspicion of domestic violence, according to the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. The team announced in a brief statement early this morning that Foster will be released. According to an arrest report by the sheriff's officials, Foster, a 24-year-old Santa Clara resident, was arrested by Tampa Bay police around 9:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at the Grand Hyatt Tampa Bay, located at the 2900 Bayport Drive in Tampa. Tampa police said they responded to the scene after a report of a verbal altercation between Foster and a 28-year-old woman who Foster had been in an on and off again relationship with for the past 3 years. Police said the victim told officers that Foster allegedly slapped her phone out of her hand, pushed her in her chest, threw an open hand slap on the left side of her face, and left a 1-inch scratch on her collarbone. First off, Reuben Foster is a very strong guy. He's a well-built guy. If he slapped her across her face, she's gonna feel it. Okay, they're gonna see a mark. Trust me. He's gonna hurt something. So if they're standing there talking to her and you don't see any visual proof of that, you know this female is fibbing. This woman wants to ruin this guy's career and life. And what we as men have got to stop doing is allowing women to ruin us. I've heard stories of women going up to dudes' jobs, or matter of fact, at my own job, at one of my old jobs, there was this guy. He was arguing with his girlfriend on the phone. This female came up to the job, drove up to the job, and started arguing with this dude. He goes outside. He comes back in. He's telling us that this chick slapped him in the face. Now, I want you to understand, this dude is in his 40s, and he's dating a 20-something-year-old girl, okay? And he's allowing this female to disrespect him. But when he's around other dudes, he ain't allowing that disrespect. But he's allowing his girlfriend to disrespect him, a young girl at that, probably young enough to be his daughter. And that's the type of dudes you have out here, dudes who deal with dysfunctional women because they're dysfunctional. So all that you did, Reuben, to fight the last case you have, to maintain your career, you lose it because you want to get into, because you're allowing this female to get you emotional, to you getting back and forth into a verbal altercation with her. That's now gotten you released. That is affecting your money and the money that goes to your children. Foster has been taken into custody on one count of first-degree misdemeanor domestic violence and booked into the Hillsborough County Jail without bail. So he's pretty much just sitting in there. The victim is Saturday's alleged assault wasn't identified. So you mean to tell me that this guy's name could be dragged through the mud, but you protect these women's names? That doesn't make sense to me. She's making these allegations. Why are you withholding her identification? Is it because you're afraid that his family is going to retaliate? Because she may know them? She may live around them? If that happens, why don't you can arrest them too? Just like you arrested him. I'm not saying this guy's a good guy. I want y'all to understand this. He made a stupid decision. He's not getting any defense from me. I'm just want y'all to see what happens when you make dumb decisions as a man and you ruin what you tried hard to build because of your choice to deal with a dysfunctional female. And trust me, you are a dysfunctional female if you're 28 years old dating a 24-year-old and you sitting up there arguing with him. And the fact that you didn't need medical attention after getting open hand slapped in the face by a guy who's 230 something pounds, a football player. Anyway, through week 12 of the 2018-2019 NFL season, Foster has started 6 games and recorded 25 tackles while battling a variety of injuries this season. This is Foster's second arrest on suspicion of domestic violence this year. He was taken into custody on February 11th at his Los Gatos home after allegedly assaulting his then girlfriend, Elias Enos. So this is a different female because they're not releasing her name. It could be the same one. Who knows? the media will spin it to where he's just assaulting all these different women. Foster, this is just a little background. This is just some background sage. But I'm just looking at this article. But I'll find the video link of the other video I did, and you can go and check that out and get all the info there. But I just want to speak to Reuben Foster and a lot of you other guys who are up and coming, who are young, who have a lot of life left in you. You have a career that you want to have. You need to identify dysfunctional women and stay away from them, or just casually date. There's no reason why this woman should have been at his hotel arguing with him. Okay? And he should have not went back and forth with this woman because she probably wanted to destroy him. Let me tell y'all something, man. There are women out there who are jealous of you, especially if you are a successful black man. There are women out there who are jealous of you. They have dick envy, okay? They don't want to see you successful. It could be women in your own family. It could be women that you've dated, are dating. And you have to understand that. They have nothing to gain from some women have nothing to gain from seeing you be successful. Why do you think they like to compare themselves to us and their successes and our successes or our failures, you know? So you have to be very careful how you're moving out here. And some of you guys ain't being careful. Like Reuben. Reuben, you are an idiot. You are a moron. You're sitting in jail. I don't know if you've been released yet up until me doing this video. Because you could not control your emotions. You cannot allow a woman to dictate to you your emotions. You should not be at a hotel arguing with nobody. You have a game the next day. You have to focus on that. Tell that female to stay home. If she comes to your hotel, you tell the hotel staff, do not tell them what room you are in. I don't know if you were just horny or, when you go on the road, you like to bring this female, but you need to stop doing that because obviously this female does not have your best interests at heart. She knew you had a previous domestic violence situation and she still went in there and argued with you anyway. And Reuben Foster, if you did put hands on her, dude, you deserve to be released. You deserved it because the decisions that you make impact you. No matter what. And this decision has impacted you a lot.